is 24/7. Our boys are complete opposites.
They don't look related.
What's the hardest part about having twins? And the answer was by far the second baby. Hello and welcome back to another video. We are new moms.
It's a cat toy.
We have 4-month-old twin boys. Not 8, 2 4s actually. And today we're going to be answering your questions about being new moms. Here we go. How is the experience of being first-time moms? Personally, I really am enjoying myself. I love being a mom, and I feel like it's actually easier than I anticipated being like a mom to twins. It's actually going better than I thought it would.
Yeah, I agree. I would say I don't feel like a mom though.
I would also agree with that.
I just feel like a person who has 2 more people in the house who are like your family, but you don't feel like you're in charge.
I also feel the exact same way. Like, I feel like I'm like playing house. Like, I don't feel...
It's fine. Sister.
I don't actually feel like a mom.
Yeah, same.
I feel like I'm kind of playing house and like they're someone else's baby.
I know, it's kind of strange.
Maybe
everyone feels like that.
Maybe one day I'll feel like a mom, but I don't know
sure.
when that tipping point is going to be. But I'm like, oh, I'm a mom. Like, I refer to myself as mom and I know that I am a mom, but
yeah, it's bizarre.
It doesn't feel real. What is harder than you anticipated and what's easier than you anticipated?
Harder would be when both of them need something at the same time, or you feel like you have to neglect one a little bit. Not neglect, but like you have to be like, who's more
urgent
their
at
this
needs.
time. So that's kind of harder than I thought.
How's sleep? Is that harder than you thought or easier than you thought?
It's easier.
Getting your sleep.
It's easier than I thought.
Good.
So there's my easier.
There you go. Easier. Okay. For me, I feel like most things are easier than I thought it would be. Like, juggling 2 babies is in general easier than I anticipated. And harder, something that I didn't anticipate would be like my mental like kind of struggles with the fact that we aren't doing things.
Yeah.
In my mind, I had always imagined having our baby and like taking them to classes and going on outings and traveling and like all of this stuff right away, because that's what we always talked about. But now the twins are 4 months old and we don't really do a whole lot out of the house with them. And the reasoning for that is
Smalley.
And the reasoning for that is that we don't want them to get sick. There's an RSV outbreak, there's the flu season, there's COVID still. We don't want to risk these tiny little people of ours getting sick. Yeah. So I don't think I anticipated like how isolating it would feel being home with them all the time. Like, that's harder than I thought it would be. Like I said, I think like almost everything's easier than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Do we have recommendations on any good books or courses or things you did to learn about babies?
Oh, we took a course from our doula called, I think, Bringing Home Baby. That was good. We learned a lot. I liked the Taking Care of Babies newborn sleep course. I found that really helpful. I would have liked to do that earlier than I did. Yeah. I think I did it at 6 weeks.
And you wish you knew from the get-go.
0 days. But those were very helpful, I found. What about you?
I went through a lot of resources. So first, I did take a twins course from Twiniversity.
Oh.
Allie did not like it. Looking back on it, I felt like the information was really helpful at the time. Now, as a twin mom, I don't think I needed to take that course.
It's also odd.
I don't think I gained anything
It's very odd. I couldn't watch it.
It was very expensive, and I don't think I actually gained that much.
It was very expensive for a lady who filmed this in our living room. It was interesting.
And then I also took her breastfeeding twins class, which was more helpful. Still not as helpful as some other resources. I read the book Better Breastfeeding, and I found that really helpful when it comes to breastfeeding. I would 100% recommend that book. I really liked Crib Sheet, which is a book about stats and weighing your options with different parenting methods, like swaddling versus not swaddling. Does it actually help your baby sleep? Bringing Up Baby, Bebe, is one of my favorite parenting books. I actually read a lot more books and things than that, but
if you remember them, you can put them in the description box below.
You're taking over YouTube. In your day-to-day lives, have you ever gotten the question, who's the mom?
We got it today.
This is hilarious because we were just out for
got
brunch
it.
with only one of the babies, and the server was
Yeah.
like,
Whose is she?
and I said, he is both of ours.
She said, oh. Everyone always goes, oh, sorry. Oh.
Also,
Oh. Oh, wow.
99% of the time we're out with either twin, people assume they're girls.
Yeah, they always assume they're girls.
Always. I don't think anyone has ever assumed they were
looking.
boys.
They are feminine looking boys.
They
I will say.
one of them looks just like me.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
And we also, like, we don't say this is boy clothes, this is girl clothes.
They wear whatever we want.
We just get whatever clothes. So, like, some may be stereotypical
Skew more feminine.
girl clothes, but for us, they're just clothes. But yes, we get that question all the time, and we just say both of us. And then it's awkward. You can see their little wheels turn for a sec, like, both. Oh, both.
What are the boys' most significant differences? Are they similar in any ways?
They are not similar in a single way.
Our boys are complete opposites.
They don't look related.
They do not look related at all. It is shocking
And their
how different they look.
personalities could not be more different. There
Yes.
is not a single similarity.
No,
in
there's
them.
really not. So
It's bizarre.
let's first say what Fred is like.
Who's Fred? Oh yeah, I know Fred.
Fred is the most talkative baby I've ever encountered on the
doesn't
planet.
stop
Fred is our baby bee.
Noising. Always
He
noising.
wakes up talking and goes to sleep talking. Lately he's been practicing singing, which
Very
is,
cute. It is very cute.
like he is like, oh, it's so
It's
funny.
really cute.
So talkative, loves to be social, loves to smile at people.
So social.
So social. Like his favorite thing to do is literally just sit and talk
talk.
to you.
Yeah. He is very emotional. Very like moody up and down.
Highs and lows in that he's very happy or he's very upset.
And it's very urgent when something is needed.
Yes.
It's like it's an emergency
Yeah.
essentially.
He also isn't the best sleeper on the planet.
No.
Versus George, amazing sleeper.
George is an amazing sleeper.
So quiet.
Very quiet.
Takes it
little
all
dude.
in.
He's like bashful and like
Shy.
but like maybe he's not actually, he just
It's
puts
like
it on.
cute as anything.
And chill, but like also a bit urgent when he's hungry. But
Yeah.
like he's more laid back.
And he's
And
more
happy to-
active, I find.
Yeah,
like
more
he
like his body's always going.
always
whereas
going.
He doesn't like
He can
talk
like
much.
roll both ways. Like he's always like moving around and doing stuff.
And he's smaller.
Yeah, he's a lot smaller. They really don't even look like brothers. Like
really funny.
cousins, no relation between those two. It is shocking that they are brothers. But they're
Yeah.
twins. It's so funny. They're
So
so
funny.
different. It's so funny to see all of their differences. But I cannot think of a single similarity between them.
None. I'm interested to see,
How it changes as they grow up.
yeah, if they'll be actually similar people, but
Yeah. Is there anything that surprised you since you were previously a nanny? We both were nannies.
no.
I've said this to you. Honestly, I feel like they're my nanny kids.
I also feel like that sometimes, but
I mean, I love them a lot more. They are my children. The monotony of like taking care of a child day in and day out, like when it was my job,
Yeah.
is kind of the same. The big difference now is that I am the decision maker. Like I
you're
am
not like, oh, what do I do with this?
the
Or, like,
person that needs to decide like screen time. Do we allow it? It's bedtime. Do we swaddle them? Do we not swaddle them?
you're the decider.
I'm the person that makes all of those parental decisions, whereas before I would just follow what was laid out for me.
I kind of had an idea in my head of what to expect, and it's the same as I thought.
Nice.
It's very similar to nannying.
It is very
Because we
similar
were
to nanny.
full-time nannies, live-in nannies. It
Yeah.
was like taking care of a baby all the time.
Mhm.
It didn't really have any difference.
I
Except that
agree.
you don't go home.
You
Or
don't
you
go
don't go to
home
sleep
and you don't
your
get a
own place.
break. It is 24/7. What is the biggest challenge with being a new mom?
Finding time for my workouts, I would
Having
say.
time for yourself in general is really hard.
And working full-time and balance. I mean, most people, I
Work-life
guess,
balance.
either watch their kid or work. So that's kind of hard to do both.
It is.
That and just two of them
Yeah.
at once.
I saw
It's a
this
lot.
meme and it was like someone saying, what's the hardest part about having twins? And the answer was by far the second baby.
Yes. Because if like at this age, they both need to be held to be transported. So it's difficult if they both need to like get rocked to sleep and stuff because they're still a little wobbly. So I find that hard if you're alone with them and just not having the time to do stuff.
This person said that they're stressed a lot about having things ready for life with a baby. What is our experience with that?
Here's the thing.
Babies need a lot less things than you think. That's what I would say.
Physically, you don't need to have a thing ready. They are small, they don't move. You could literally do it all after they're born.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Mentally,
having like a safe place to sleep.
Yes, like
and
a
a feeding
bassinet
plan if you're not going to be breastfeeding. Maybe having bottles.
But like for physically, you don't need a thing.
Things.
Get some diapers. Mentally, I would say you're never going to be ready. You'll never feel ready, I don't think, unless you do. Then maybe you do. We didn't. You'll never, I don't think. And the biggest thing I think is plan different scenarios, go over what to do in different situations for postpartum, because then when it arises, it's not such a big decision or a deal because you've already made a plan.
Yeah.
So that's the most ready you can probably be, is talking about things before it happens.
Yeah.
But physically, like, you don't need a nurse. We could have had nothing ready.
We could have had bassinets for them to sleep in, diapers,
and 2 clothes.
and a couple outfits, and they would have been perfectly fine.
And even still, we go out with a little diaper and a wipe and a change of clothes, and that's it.
Oh my god, it's probably so controversial, but we do not have like a big fully stocked diaper bag.
And I think because we were both full-time nannies for so long,
we're like, what do you need?
We just became very efficient.
Yeah, we really will have like one extra outfit in case someone poos all over themselves or throws up.
2 extras if it's too big.
Yeah, diapers,
wipes. That's it.
I would also recommend lining up your support for postpartum in advance. And if you have friends that are helping, be like very clear about when and what they can do for you. If that's on the first night you're home, dropping off a meal for you and just like leaving it on the doorstep, or coming over and doing a bit of tidying for you so you can snuggle the baby, or whatever it is that you need, because I feel like you need to be very clear with that, because a lot of people's idea of how to support a first-time mom is to like come over and take the baby.
Yeah,
and
but you want
that's not helpful.
Baby. You just want to hold your baby.
I hardly let anyone hold those babies the first month of their life.
Let me know if I can do anything.
And that's like mentally taxing on you to be like, well, what can I think of?
Because you're not going to ask. You feel like you're burdening somebody by asking. I think there needs to be a course for the world on how to support people, because they're not. People think they're supportive. And I will go forward being a very different support than I had.
Yeah.
And I see that I was not supportive now.
Yeah.
Because you think you are.
Yeah.
Being like, let me know if you need something. But really, that's not helpful.
No, it's more helpful to be like, hey, I just dropped off a frozen meal outside your door. Can I pick up groceries for you?
Yeah.
Can I...
What's your favorite restaurant right now?
Order you dinner. Sending a gift certificate even for Uber Eats was very helpful.
Yeah. Lining that up, or when people are like asking what they can do to help when the baby comes, making a plan before that, and saying like, if you're at my house,
you're doing jobs and not just holding the baby, or necessarily even holding the baby. I think it's okay to know, this is something I really struggled with as a mom in general, a first-time mom, or someone that it's your second kid, you probably would feel different, but it's okay to not let anyone hold your baby.
Yeah, if you just
I really struggled with that, because I was like, I just want to hold my babies.
Of course.
I don't want to share them.
You just want to meet them.
Yeah, and they're like, they're fresh, and they're like, they're so little. And I worried a lot about like people dropping them, people making them sick, like things. I was like, I just want to hold my baby. And you were very good at being like, you can.
Yes.
Or she was like, you can ask for them back anytime. And going off of that, we actually hired support postpartum.
Yeah,
we hired a postpartum doula. We ended up with 2. One does overnight help and one does in the day help for us. And I think that is the most helpful.
And even having those few hours, like it's only a few hours, makes a huge difference. They just see things that need to be done and do it. It's amazing.
Our postpartum doula is downstairs right now. She put the babies down for a nap so we could film. She's doing dishes. She's doing our laundry.
So it's like, that's the only people I really trust with the babies, especially multiples. Like with 2 babies, it's a lot. So like for someone who's experienced with newborns and knows about newborns, like you don't have to explain anything, which just like takes that stress off, because sometimes it's more work to explain to somebody how to help than to just do it yourself.
Yeah.
You know? If you're in a position where you're able to have a doula in any aspect or capacity, or if that's something that is interesting to you, you're interested in, I'd recommend it.
And I would recommend like a postpartum doula over like a babysitter, which we had originally thought we were going to use, because they do so much more, and a postpartum doula really like supports the parents in whatever they need. It's not just about like childcare at all, really.
Definitely the best thing we did.
It is. Is it hard to split your time between the boys?
I do find it hard.
You do?
Yes. Because you want to be able to talk to one fully. You can't. Unless the other's asleep. And plus, if they're sleeping at different times, then you also want to do stuff and work and do the dogs and all the stuff. So I do find it hard. I want to try to make time for every person in the house every day. And sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
I do find it hard.
And it's really hard to split your time equally when they're 2 different people with 2 different sets of needs.
Yes, one is very, very needy, like very much more just needs somebody a lot. The other is more independent, but it's unfortunate some days because then you feel like you are attending to the independent one because he's happy on his own. It's not fair to him.
Yeah, it's really hard to navigate that for sure. I'd say that's one of the harder parts of having twins.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for watching.
And thanks for sending in your questions. We will be back here again with another video really soon.
Yes, that was my first editing situation.
So how did she do? Leave your reviews down below.
I won't read them.
Okay, bye.
Bye.